In this video, we're going to build a high temperature thermometer for our pizza oven. I'll show you how to wire the electronics, write the code, and create a dashboard in Home Assistant. The design's all done now. We've got the silicate board in, the floor layout done, and the dome. I'm planning to cast the flue gallery by hand, which should be interesting. Last thing to do is locate where the temperature sensor is going to be inserted. I'll do a separate video covering the design process and some of the key decisions that I made. So let's get cracking. We need three components: a Wemos D1 Mini microcontroller, a MAX6675 K-Type thermocouple control board, and a thermocouple that is suitable for a kiln or an oven. We're going to wire these up together on a breadboard just for testing. Once we've got everything working, we can solder them together and place them inside a nice metal project box, and then we can install it on the oven. I've created a wiring diagram to help if you want to make one yourself. I'm assuming you've already installed ESPHome within your Home Assistant setup. So if you go to ESPHome, create a new device, give it a name. We're going to call ours Brick Oven. Then click Next. It's going to ask you to plug in your device. So we're going to connect that to the USB port and then choose your USB port. Ours is USB serial, and then click Connect. This will then start compiling all of the software. So the first time you do this, it will take maybe 5-6 minutes as it downloads everything that it needs and builds all of the libraries and the C files. Once that's done, it will then transfer that through the USB onto the device itself. So go make yourself a cup of tea, wait for that to finish. ESPHome will set up the device with a basic script. We're just going to delete that out and replace it, but that's normally the starting point. Okay, so we're going to paste in our script. This is our script. I'll quickly run you through it. So we start off there with giving it a name and a friendly name. I just use a simple lowercase with hyphens, brick oven. We then declare the board type, so ours is an ESP8266 D1 Mini. We enable the logging so we can get some serial output to see what's happening. The API is the way that the sensor will communicate into Home Assistant, passing the sensor data in and reading any other properties from Home Assistant. The OTA is the over-the-air updates. So once we've installed this into the pizza oven, obviously we don't want to be connecting computers to it to do further updates. So we can use over-the-air, so we can replace the software on the device via Wi-Fi. The settings under that is the Wi-Fi settings. So the Wi-Fi settings, it's always best practice to use secrets for that, so just your network name and password. I've added a domain section there, which you probably won't need, but that's just because my router has a different sort of extension. So instead of .local, mine is it's a Fritz box, so it's .fritz.box. What else have we got? The access point there, so the AP line is just a fallback hotspot. If it can't find Wi-Fi, it'll create its own little hotspot so you can connect to it directly to see what's gone wrong. Then SPI is the bus that we're going to use to communicate with the thermometer. So for that, we just need the MISO pin and the clock. So MISO is master in, slave out, so which is where the thermometer will be the slave device and the microcontroller itself is the master device. So we're looking for information coming out of the thermometer sensor and going into the microcontroller. So that's the MISO pin. You'll see these marked on the microcontroller board as D5, D6, and we're going to use D8 as well. The clock pin, that just keeps everything in sync. And then onto the sensor itself. So the sensor, we're going to use platform MAX6675, which is the type of board that we're using. The CS pin is the chip select pin. So if you have multiple sensors on the same SPI bus, the chip select pin will just allow the microcontroller to choose which device it's talking to. Give it a name. The rest are pretty straightforward. So unit of measurements. I'm using degrees Celsius, but you can use Fahrenheit if you want. Device class, state class, they're just preset flags for Home Assistant, so it knows how to interpret the sensor data and what kind of a sensor it is. And then at the moment we've got an update interval of 10 seconds, so we're going to take a reading from the thermometer every 10 seconds. I will change that once we've done our testing. I'll probably only take a reading every 5 minutes because we're really after the change in temperature over a course of days, really. Well, certainly hours anyway. It's going to take at least 2 hours to get the oven up to temperature. Click Save, then Install, and it will run through that process again and update the firmware. You should have a new notification now with the new device. If you click into it and go to your settings, device settings, you can then click Configure and click OK, and it will automatically add it in. If it doesn't do that, then you might have to go to the ESPHome section in the settings and then just add it as a new device. Within the ESPHome widget, if you click on the devices, you'll be able to get through and see the sensors there. It might take a moment or two for the readings to start coming through. Just click around and eventually, here we go, they appear. So we're now getting temperature readings coming in from the sensor into Home Assistant. Last thing we need to do is create our dashboard. This will be different for however you've set your own Home Assistant up, but I'm just going to add in a new masonry card, call that one Outdoor Kitchen, because hopefully I'll have a few other sensors in there. I'm going to add in a basic temperature sensor, and also I want to measure the oven over 72 hours to see how it cools down, so I can get an idea of when I can cook breads and other lower temperature items in there. And then I can also add in any extra sensors or switches. I'm going to add in the festoon lights as well for the gazebo. And that's it. It's a start, and I think we will add more to this card, more to this page as we go along. Hopefully you found that interesting. I am planning on doing a phase 2, phase 3 for the sensor. So phase 2, I'm going to add in a display that will show us the current temperature of the oven. And then phase 3, we're going to add in some extra functionality like timers that will help us for cooking in the oven. But I guess first of all we need to build the oven. So I'm going to get back to building the oven, and that'll be the next video. So speak to you soon.